7 o'clock.
Today's news. Today's news.
Are going to increase prices.
The holiday rush.
Our flight took off on time and we got our luggage. So far, so good.
Negotiating a ceasefire. We have made significant progress, but we're not done yet. Good morning, I'm Peter King with the CBS World News Roundup. Donald Trump says he's ready to make good on his promise for tariffs for the country's three biggest trading partners. CBS's Michael Wallace.
In a social media post, Trump says he will slap 25% tariffs on all goods from Mexico and Canada. He will also increase tariffs on products from China by 10%.
This is going to be extremely disruptive.
Veronique Rougie, senior research fellow at the Mercatus Center at George Mason University, says the tariffs will drive up prices for consumers.
I just find it a very weird move, considering that one of the things that helped him win the election is how much Americans dislike the increase of prices that was caused by inflation.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger has more on what tariffs will likely mean for you.
Tariffs usually have a lag of around 6 to 9 months on the overall economy. Tariffs on Mexico and Canada have the added issue of potentially snarling the North American supply chain. This could have negative implications for industries like auto manufacturers, farmers, and food packagers.
For many Americans, keeping their weight under control is hard. Now the Biden administration wants to help keep the price for weight loss treatments under control. CBS's Matt Piper.
The Biden administration is announcing a proposal that would require Medicare and Medicaid to cover the drugs for people with obesity as a treatment for the disease. Without insurance coverage, the weight loss drugs can cost as much as $1,000 a month. Under this plan, Medicare coverage will reduce out-of-pocket costs for the prescription drugs by as much as 95% for some enrollees.
TSA says it expects nearly 3 million flyers to pass through security checkpoints today. Reagan National in Washington, Betty Harper is headed for a big Thanksgiving family event.
We have more family coming from Chicago, New York, and more from Nashville. Yes, it'll get crazy.
Bad weather could mean delays for some. CBS's Chris Van Cleve is at New York's LaGuardia Airport.
Airports from San Francisco to Las Vegas, Salt Lake, Denver, and then here in the Northeast, D.C. to Boston could all see delays today as various storm systems are moving around. The FAA says today we'll see the highest number of scheduled flights, topping 50,000, but the agency says tomorrow and Sunday will be even busier. The AAA says expect the roads to start building traffic as soon as this afternoon, because in a lot of places kids don't have school tomorrow, so people see that as an opportunity to get on the road today and try to beat some of Wednesday's traffic.
The Senate committee looking at so-called junk fees by airlines is singling out 5 carriers for charging passengers for seat assignments and checked and carry-on luggage. Frontier and Spirit came in for extra criticism because they pay bonuses to employees who strictly enforce the rules and collect more bag fees. Airline executives are expected to testify at a Senate hearing next week. Now to the Middle East, where it's a case of contradictions. Israeli attacks on Hezbollah targets in Lebanon, countered by ceasefire negotiations. CBS's Deborah Paddock is in East Jerusalem.
Rockets continue to fly on both sides of the border, with Israel and Hezbollah trading some of its heaviest fire to date, even as diplomats push for peace. The proposed deal would see a 60-day ceasefire, during which Israeli troops would withdraw from Lebanon. In return, Hezbollah would retreat north of the Litani River, with Lebanese troops and UN peacekeepers patrolling in the south. This would be monitored by a 5-nation committee, which would include both the US and France. Their task to ensure the ceasefire is implemented. But while a deal with Hezbollah appears closer than ever, negotiations for a ceasefire in Gaza have gone nowhere. Everyone is hungry, and recent rainstorms have made living conditions even worse. The winter chill has set in.
It's 4 past the hour.
Well, that's today's news. Today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I'd like to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cam News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody. It's 51 degrees in San Lorenzo, California.